Well, give us a famous Elizabeth Beisel swim set, maybe one that she has knocked out of the park or she did on a regular basis, or one that's just memorable to you.
Sure. So, well, there's actually many that memorable and for various reasons, but kind of an iconic type Bluefish set that actually, at least during her freshman year at Florida, I know Greg gave to not only her but to her whole group,
Mm.
which had some of the Florida people hating me and some of them thinking I was pretty cool. But I want to kind of give you two sets because the one set just sounds like a lot and doesn't really mean anything
Yep.
other than something most people wouldn't want to do.
Yep.
And then the next set, which is kind of what the first set leads to. So, and we just did this set the other day. So 400s free IM. So that's freestyle back breast free. The reason, well, I heard of that from Bob Bowman and Greg Troy. So I couldn't think for a second that that was an easy thing to do, right? If those two guys are giving athletes this, there must be some sense behind it. And I'm actually not sure what they think, but I came up with the idea that, doing butterfly, 100 fly in the front of a 4IM in a race, rested, suit on, it's not that taxing, right? If you're in shape and ready for it. But if you're doing 10 of them in practice, it just wears you down. And so then when you hit the backstroke, you're just tired. You're not really racing the backstroke. So
Sure.
I theorized that doing freestyle first makes the back breast and free more similar to what you'd experience in the race.
Gotcha.
So we do a lot of free IMs. So the set goes 400 free IMs. Then it goes 6 50s fly. So we're still getting some fly in. Then it goes 3 400 free IMs. So we're knocking one off. Then it goes 6 100s fly back. Then 2 400 free IMs, 6 150s fly back breast, and ultimately 1 400 free IM, and then 6 200 IMs. The 400s are race. The others are kind of strong, make them. It's 7,000 yards or meters by the end of the set total. So obviously everyone is pretty tired. Now, Elizabeth and a few other athletes could really shine in that type of set where they could actually descend those 400s. And early on with Elizabeth, I discovered that when she would get a best 400 free IM in practice, 1 or 2 weeks later, she would then do a best time in the 400 IM to the second of that free IM in practice. So it actually became really easy to coach her. And it went from 424, that time with the fart machine when she won against the seniors, to 418, to 412, all the way down to 404, which was her fastest yard time in high school with me. She had previously done a 404 and a free IM in practice.
Wow.
So it was really interesting. And to the point where Greg called me up and told me how she had gone 401 in a free IM in practice in a similar set to what I just described. And then a week later, Elizabeth calls me and goes, guess what I went in my 400 IM? And I said 401. And she's like, how'd you know? And I said, because Greg told me you went that in practice. And sure enough, it was right. So it was that, like that. And I don't think any other athlete that I've ever come across was that on point with that.